Longer than the MCT position for 3 years here and 4 years at a previous brokerage. So I've been doing training of different sorts for 7 years about. Where am I from? Chicago, then grew up in the suburbs and traveled, bounced around everywhere and ended up down here. I'm enjoying Southwest Florida and it's a beautiful place to be, don't get us wrong. Today, there will be a little overlap with Sebastian's, obviously. And I just wanted to let you know that in advance. Then I got a little teaser to give you guys at the end that some of the MCTs have asked for. But the most important thing I think right now is that we set all of our customer emails, our holiday emails, and things like that. You can set them all now for 2022 and schedule them for later. So that's one of the topics I'll be going over. And then to piggyback a little bit off Sebastian, you create these little neighborhood videos. I think they're very important to post once or twice to your Facebook business page. You gotta have some content on there. If you don't have content on your Facebook page, your business page, you're not going to get engagement. So with that said, I'll just give you my little slide. So building a lead pipeline. All right, for make your 2022 the best yet. So the create paid Facebook ads, I'll get to that if I can at the end. Staying in front of your Facebook audience with simple market snaps, I mentioned that, but creating all of your 2022 holiday and special events, which I am very special because my word spell checker did not get that. There we go. And customer emails and whatnot. So you can get all of those events, emails, and set it and forget it, and creating your monthly newsletters. There's a little trick that I use for creating monthly newsletters. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of this screen and then I will go back into what I want to show you. All right, so now I am in the wonderful command. All right, so I'm sure everyone's already gotten all of their settings set. You have to have your settings done. And we have our, so first of all, some of the designs will have to be created prior to making the emails. I like to go through into the designs and notice I've already downloaded some of the templates, happy spring, happy holidays, and etc. And if you want, you need to go to the upper right-hand corner to create a design. And then I'm going to choose email for the first one because that's the most important part of this class today. Notice it won't let you just import photos from a listing. So this is email to get in front of your customers. Now it only shows you 10 at the most. So you do have to click more at the bottom and click again and one more time. And then you'll finally see the first holiday one here. Then you'll see additional holidays, Valentine's, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Spring, etc. There's a few missing, Happy 4th of July, but it's very easy to take any of these and just move them around and change them as needed. So we have, what do we have coming up? We have Thanksgiving coming up, correct? So what I'll do is I'll just go to one of the ones that I have ready to go, email, and oops, yeah, I'll just start from scratch. So here we go, email, and I will say Thanksgiving. So I know what it's for, and it's for, well, this is for 2021. Just think it's for 2020. I'll just do it for 2022, even though it's coming up. And this is going to be more brand awareness. This is just to keep in front of your people, all of your customers, potential customers. So you want to stay in front of them. And I do use command mail. 5,000 to 10,000 is plenty. MailChimp with the one audience per week, etc. Stay with command mail. It's been working pretty darn good. Create campaign. So notice that Thanksgiving, the title is here. My account that I'm emailing from is here. But I need to make a list of who it's going to. And then there's a subject title. So typically the subject title is going to match up somewhat with the campaign name. So Happy Thanksgiving, right? And use the salutations that are great, in your opinion, to the demographic that you're going to be targeting. Now, if I hit select design, it's going to bring me to some of mine that I've already played with. Now, here's our Thanksgiving in the upper right corner. Now, the funny thing is with this design library is notice that we have all these pre-formatted text and fields, right? Well, in the upper left, we have desktop view. Well, not many people are looking at emails anymore on desktop view. About 60% at the most, maybe 40, is tablet. Most people are going on their phones. So notice when I go to my phone, this image now has not constrained properly. So that's when you need to actually play around a little bit and make sure that this constrains down the right way. Then we have kind of these content slash widgets or headers and whatnot that we can add text, buttons, images, legal headers and footers and whatnot. But then the eyeball in the upper right hand spot of the canvas, I call the left side the canvas, the right side the content. So the little eyeball is always important to look at because it gives you a preview of exactly what it's going to look like. So it did constrain when I hit the phone there. So this is exactly what I would want it to look like if I got it in front of a customer. I'm in the opinion of most of other people that less is a little more, just to get the message across and just be direct and be yourself. So this is very simple here. This is a very generic. It's going to pre-format your contacts, first names and everything. But let's say you wanted to add something to this, right? Let's say that it's Thanksgiving. I already put the nicer image in here compared to the previous image. It's just a blank image. Well, it's not blank, it's very cartoony, but I'll leave it at that. But let's say that we're saying Happy Thanksgiving, and we have the download my app down here for all my real estate needs. But what if we wanted to add an additional button? Even though we're saying Happy Thanksgiving, I know it says download my app here. What if we wanted to add a button to get to our website? I want to grab that button and I want to pull it. And I want to pull it in a way that it's not going to the right or the left of one of these pre-formatted texts. I want it to fall underneath one of them. And I've found with Gmail, if you don't put it under one of these centered, like right there or right there, it'll be all the way over here sometimes. So I really like to keep it, let's say I'm going to put it right, I'm going to get it right there. Okay, so now I have a button there right under my legal. So how do we adjust any of this information? That's the biggest thing. So if I want to edit some of this text first, this is the very unique part of designs. Notice the pencil in the upper right corner that I just clicked after I highlighted the box. Then we have on the right the verbiage. So I can come in and I can highlight, and I have to highlight if I want to change it to a different font. All right, so now we have a different font. You don't have to go ahead and bold it. Bolding is very aggressive in my opinion. I can center it. I can do any of these things. I can change the font size. But it's not as simple as just saying save. If I hit save in the upper right-hand corner, I'm not accomplishing anything. You always have to come here to the done button in the editing side, in the upper left-hand corner. So now I've hit done, and see now it's been centered, change the font. Always that way. And then I always like to take another peek at it with the eyeball. So now it looks clean. I like the way it looks. But what is this button going to do? Okay, so I have to exit out. I'm going to come down to show you an example of how I'm going to get this button. Notice there's an exterior pre-formatted box, and then there's an interior for the button. So you actually will click the button first and hit the pencil. So the button text, I'm just going to say search Marco Island, and you can see that that font might not fit all the way in there. So where do I want to link it to? I'm going to go to a web address, and I'm going to use not Thanksgiving. I'm going to use my website, and I'm going to go to, oh, I just ruined a surprise for you. All right, so here's the searching page, and copy, and come back, and we're going to paste. And I've noticed that the HTTPS does not duplicate anymore, so that's good. Some places just make sure you're not getting two HTTPSs. Make sure that doesn't happen. I'm going to change the width on this just in case. So I'm going to make it 200, and we'll see how it fits. I'll leave the height. The height's fine. And I might go Mizra, and my branding colors are more of a teal, and forgive me for my color blindness, but I'm just going to kind of do as best as I can. And there we go. I do like the rounded, and I like to keep it rounded. So I might do a 6 radius of pixels. All right. So now I've added the website to search and the button. So I'll hit done, and that's too small. So it's a little playing around. So I need to now make the button a little smaller. So I could have kept it at probably 150-ish, 140, 150. And then I'll hit done. Okay. So I might go with a different font because it really doesn't just pop enough for me, or I can actually pull and drag the size of the button. The smaller the button, the harder it's going to be. And the longer the verbiage is in here, you might have to pull it out. Okay. So if I wanted to play with that to make sure it's in front of people, notice how it changed the width automatically when I pulled it. So that's good. Now we can center the button. We can left right it. So that's up to you. So I might go Roboto now, and we'll just leave it at that. So now the Roboto has made it a lot bigger, and it fits a lot nicer, right? And I probably wouldn't put it exactly next to download my app, but I would put it maybe under Happy Thanksgiving, possibly. Or yeah, that sounds good for this one. Now, since this is a holiday email, we don't really need a legal header or a legal footer. These are sphere of influence people that we're dealing with and or customers. So, and then since we're setting it and forgetting it for 2022, we're not going to be putting market snaps in here, nor are we going to be putting listing blocks. Okay, so that's pretty important. So now if I hit save, and I'm going to put here, I want to make sure it says 2022 in the upper left-hand corner. It's always important. You have to name them, otherwise you don't know them. We can always preview, send test email under the options, and download the template. The template will download in an HTML format. and I'll hit save. Save, I always like hitting save, whether I'm in designs, campaigns, whatnot. And then I'll hit save and exit. So now I've created the email preview here on the right for this Thanksgiving email, right? And it all looks good to me. Everything came through from the marketing profile. I have my, yep, everything's there that I need. But now how do I get the list, right? Who am I sending it to? And in this example, I'm going to use my sphere of influence. And sphere of influence could be customers down the road. I could add multiple, and I'll show you how you're going to do that. You're going to go next to the recipient list to the right, where we have create list. And create list, I've put some test people in here, but I think the most important thing is the tags. Tags are so huge in command, you wouldn't be able to navigate unless you have the proper text tag. So I'm just going to put test Thanksgiving 2022. And now I'll go to the tags. And I will look for my sphere of influence, SOI. And I only have a couple of for today, or maybe I could do test also. So now I've brought in some people, and if they do not have an email, they will not come up. They need to have an email, otherwise they won't be added to the list, okay? And if you also chose sphere, you could go through your whole list, buyers, sellers, anyone that you've done business with, family, make sure to say happy Thanksgiving to your family. And then you'll hit select all on the left. You will want to, you could also add contacts by their name. So if I went test, I guess all my test guys are gone. But anyways, they would show up if you type their name. It's probably because I have the tags here. So I'll select all and hit confirm. Now the list name is test for Thanksgiving. I could make this list name 2022 SO sphere of influence. SOI. Okay. And then we're going to hit confirm. So now I have the recipient list, which can always be edited if you look above the create list. So I can come back and edit it, but that's good. I've confirmed it. Now it's sending from, obviously, it should say your name from the marketing profile, and then you'll have a reply to email, which is your reply to email. If it's incorrect, check your marketing profile and or edit. Okay, and that's where it's going to bring you to your settings and backdoors of command. Now I already have my selected template for my email on the right here. So here is where we're going to schedule this out. And this one might be, since it's out more than 12 months, I would have to use, more than likely, yes, I will have to use this year as an example. So I only chose it because it's the next major holiday other than October 31st, which I don't know how many people really believe that's a holiday once you turn 12 years old or more. But Thursday, I believe it's the 25th, I'll say, November. And then I can choose the time. Now, AM, PM, that's up to you. I know Sebastian did say there are some best times and practices for Facebook. However, for sending out an email, I prefer, most people, in my opinion, read emails in the morning and or at lunch. So I'm going to make sure that my email goes out at approximately 6 a.m. And then I'll hit apply date and time. And now if I hit schedule, that would be scheduled for this to be technically, let's say this is 2022, because I can't go further out than a year. So we could literally send all these, set these all up for 1 year out, and then come back in a couple months and finish up the rest of the holiday campaigns. So I could hit schedule, and now it's in the schedule under brand awareness. Now, if I need to duplicate the campaign or cancel a campaign or reschedule it, you can do this all here. However, I do like using duplicate. right. So if I go back and I show in designs, we have many different ones in here: Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, Happy New Year. So this is the type of imagery you'll find in the design library, and it's as simple as finding and replacing it with something that is more brand awareness to you. So this is Happy New Year. I like to use beachy themes. So this one, for instance, I could have used this one. I did use for the Thanksgiving. Now, if I wanted to just use the Happy Holiday one, which is another one that's available, I might use something like this. And we would do the same thing, link to, and where are we linking it to? And I would link it to my main site, or maybe market conditions, landing page. I'll just put there. And then I always like a little border radius, if possible, center position. Beautiful. Save, I always like hitting save, and look at, see, I just showed you, you don't hit save, you always hit done. So you want to make sure you do that correctly. So this is actually Happy New Year. So I'm going to use the Happy New Year and try to use something that is local to your neighborhood, city, etc. And then I'll send them to my command website. I'm not sure why that's that, but that is that. That's not my website. This is my website. Anyways, there it is. Now it came up. And you could build a landing page. That's always up to you. Don't hit save, don't hit exit, hit done. See, that's the biggest mistake I see in creating emails, is that they always hit save. So now you have a pretty picture and you preview it. You can change the verbiage to make it sound more like it's sincere coming from you, because this is all pre-formatted, right? And I'm of the opinion that less is a little more. I could search my contacts here to add them to the list, but I don't technically want to do that at the moment. I want to create the list. So this is just another example. If we wanted to, we could do some other things. I don't know how I drew that line, but anyways, I'm just going to hit now at this point, classic Happy New Year. Just make sure to put 2022 so you know what it is, and save now and exit. I have a line across my screen. How interesting. Never seen that. Oh, it's gone now. All right. So that would be another email that I could go now into campaigns, create a campaign in the upper right, and email, and it's brand awareness, and it's Happy New Year. I'm just going to use abbreviations for now, and create the campaign. And we can scroll down under the recipient list to find previous people that you've sent lists to. That's why it's important to send your list. So here's my SOI, here's my newsletter list. So here's that. I don't need to create it at this point because I already just created it. I could edit it if I needed to add more people to it as more people come in, but it should, if you tag them correctly, add them automatically. This is only if you need to add additional tags to it, okay? So obviously, Happy New Year and 2022. And then now we'll hit the select design. The reason I named it is now I know that this is the one here in the middle. Happy New Year, there it is. Now is the time to hit save and exit. And now there it is on the right-hand side. So you can set these pretty much for 1 year out for every holiday, but not just holidays, right? I'm not going to schedule this one. I'm going to go back to campaigns because this is very plain. I might go a little more in detail for my local area and talk about things in the area, events going on in the area for New Year's, if there's any fireworks shows, any Christmas tree lightings and stuff like that, maybe for the Christmas one. So I could hit save draft, save and exit. So I could always come back now and then I can edit it. So the Christmas is, they're all there, but the one trick I wanted to show you is there isn't, for instance, there is not a 4th of July, right? So I might take the happy spring. And what I would do is simply come in first, change happy spring, or actually watch this. I'm going to do this first because save changes. I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to hit the 3 dots on the right where you can change cover image. If you want to differentiate the different emails going out, you can always put a cover image, which would be the photo, I think, is my best choice. You can download the template. It is HTML. Rename it, make a copy. That's what I like. I always do the make a copy. So now we have a copy of the classic spring. And now I'm going to click on it to edit it. So now I can come in here and change this, instead of happy spring, happy 4th of July, 2022. And then I want to change the image to something that is more 4th of July-ish. So I'll hit replace image. And this is from, well, I like the flag, but I have fireworks show also. So I could add an additional image, but I'll leave it at the 1 and replace. And then we have the alternate text, you know, happy 4th. Happy 4th. And at this time, we might build a landing page, and we could send them maybe to our app, even though the app is going to be here. So that might not be the best. Send them. I like sending them to my web address. And let's see how the center position, put a little border radius on there of 6. And then remember, hit done in the upper left. Now, if I hit the eyeball, I have the Gulf of Mexico with the flag and the sunset right behind it. It's pretty, it looks nice. But I highly recommend, if Marco Island has a fireworks show, I would come into the text. Notice I'm hovering over the text. I click once, we have the blue box surrounded, and I might, maybe not in the first paragraph, but here, this second paragraph, take advantage of hyperlocal expertise. You're going to have to change some of this because this was not for the 4th of July. So what I would come in here is talk about the 4th of July and things going on in Marco Island. Come see the fireworks show. See the fireworks at Residence Beach, etc. At Residence Beach at 8 p.m., right? And you could change, obviously, any of the fonts, stuff like sizing. And then we also have on the right, we have the pre-formatted fields if you need to add them in there. Okay. But these are great because they're all here on the bottom. Okay. So now I've got the image, come see fireworks, and I'll hypothetically say at 8 p.m. And then don't hit save, hit done. All right. So then if I wanted to add the event for the fireworks, and this could be for an event for your social, you know, customer appreciation, or any event you'll be holding for the community, you could, or for like the fireworks or the tree lighting or whatever's going on in your neighborhood, you could bring this event block in and bring it into where I put in something about the fireworks show, right? Come see the fireworks. I would drop it in there, and then I would hit the image. I would change this, and I would replace image. Now I'll add the fireworks, hit replace, and then I would put Residence Beach Fireworks Show, and come see. And then I would build a landing page and or send them to the website for the city's festivities for the 4th of July. I'll just use my website hypothetically for that. And then again, I do like a little border radius, and in the position, I always keep it center, and again, done. So now I have this little event title where they can click and get all the information to go to the fireworks show. Or say I'm doing a customer appreciation at a restaurant, free hors d'oeuvres and wine and beer, whatnot, come out at 6 p.m. and at this location. They will be able to now click this in the email and take advantage of that. So if you know that you'll be doing something on the 4th of July for the community, you can add that in there. Or if you know the community is already doing something, go ahead and add it in there. So this way, it just brings in some more.
Can you press the eyeball so I can see the preview, so we can see the preview?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. Here's the eyeball. So now I have the nice flag. Come see the fireworks. Here. Oh, I forgot to put the event title. Sorry about that. So the event title, obviously, I need to change the date. So what I would do, X out, come over the image. Actually here, see, these are different cells. So I would actually have to go into those separate cells, hit the pencil, and then change this obviously to July 4th. If it is on the 4th, some cities don't do it on the 4th, and 2022 at 8, I think it's actually 9 p.m. And then I would hit done. And now you see that it did come in. And the event title, we all know, is the Marco fireworks. All right, and done. So now you will see that it says, come see the fireworks. I might have hit center here. I should have probably hit center and make it look a little cleaner. But now this looks cleaner except for this Latin. So you want to, maybe speak a little bit about the detail of the event, right? And then they'll click here and it'll take them to that event. So the same can be done for, so now if I'm happy with the way it is, since I did add an event block, and I did make sure that all my marketing profile info on the bottom is correct. Make sure all this is coming through properly. If it's not, I found if you update your profile, or if it is updated, just turn off the green button in the settings and connect settings and turn it back on. It seems to override it. And if that's not overriding it, make sure to clear your cache. And now at this point, I'm somewhat happy with it. I'm not 100% finished due to time constraint, and I'll hit save and exit. So then I go right back to the campaigns, and then I hit the create campaign, upper right corner, email, and then this is 4th, 2022, and more brand awareness, command mail, create campaign, and then I can create the list again, or I can select the list, the 2022 Sphere of Influence list. It'll still save there. And then happy 4th, come out to see the fireworks, right? And now this all looks good. And now I hit select design, and that's why I needed to name it, so I know it's not the spring design. And now there it is. And you can look at it one last time just to make sure that everything's clean. You can also go under the options. I also make sure that you guys send yourself, after even previewing it, send a test email and check it whether you use Gmail, and if you use the native mail server on your computer, check it on both of them just to make sure everything is constraining properly and everything's centered. And you can download the template also. So now I can hit save and exit, and it will bring me into my email list. And now I can schedule this for, so let's see, this will let me go to July 4th. So this you can get all this done, do 1 or 2 a week for the rest of the year, and you can get it done pretty much for up until about a year from today. And then schedule. So it's scheduled for July 4th. I probably would send it out July 3rd, just so they would get the email prior to the fireworks show. Now, the same would be done for any brand awareness event that you could be doing. Any of these templates can be manipulated. And just like with your website, it can be manipulated and you can turn it into any type of design you actually want. So I grabbed all the holiday ones here. I changed this to Happy 4th. So we have the spring and the happy holidays, New Year, Valentine's Day, and Thanksgiving. But then the other one is the biggie. Everyone needs to have a newsletter being sent out every month. And this is the one. So this is a newsletter that I send out, and I keep it uniform looking every month, right? So Marco Island August real estate stats, and this is coming straight from the MLS. Just a simple copy paste, same type of formatting that I did before. I do add a listing content, but this is Wyoming. This was a test. And then I'll add the search properties, and then I'll put where this property is located within the community. So I'll show you that real quick because it's actually not that difficult to do. So I'll get out of there. And so you'll go to create design. We're going to do email. And we're going to look for the modern newsletter B, I believe is the one I like. It's a little less is more. Yeah, this one's got a little more. I do like the modern newsletter. That was B, A, modern newsletter A. My apologies. All right, there it is. This is blank template. That's not what I wanted. I want this one. A, and that's why I've got that covered up. So this is very short, simple. So what I would do is change the headline copy by clicking on the box, hitting the pencil in upper right, and Marco RE stats for time reasons. And I might go ahead and highlight and center it. And then I could change font. I could change headline to headline 1, 2, and 3. That's just going to change sizing. And then hit done. Now, what am I going to put here, right? What verbiage? So what I'm going to do is I'll go and look at my local board. Marco Island Real Estate Stats. I had it pulled up, but I killed it. And every month we get this. So all it is, since we belong to the board, is a simple copy. And then we go back in to our design. We're going to hit that highlighted area. Then we're going to hit the pencil. I'm going to highlight this text on the right and paste. Right now, some people might like it to be center. Some people might not. All right, so now I'm going to hit done, and now that's clean. But I also like to bring in the image. Now, I like to bring in the image right underneath there so it stays in there. And then the image library will pop up. I did keep that picture of the Marco stats already, so it's there. Notice there is one line of, well, I don't even know if it's Latin, so I can delete that out. Now, the link copy is underneath. What are we going to do with that link copy? I'm just going to edit it, and I'm going to say search Marco. home. Oh, yeah, search Marco. They know it's real estate. So I'll send them back to my website. All right. And let's see, background color, we'll leave it black for now. I like it rounded. And 6, and always hit done. So that looks good. Contact me for more details. Now let's say you could add a picture of Marco. I like to keep it centered for constraining reasons, and I'll do something like that. Now that's a little large. So if we wanted to shrink it down, we come down to the width on the right, and we'll change 750 to, let's say, I think 375 to 375. I think it needs to be 350 or more. And then you could put alternate text. Check out my fabulous waterfront listings. That's just cached there. Web address, and I'll let them search my web address. I do like the border radius, and then I'll center it, and then I'll hit done. So now it changed the image size, so it looks clean. And now I'll preview it.
There's a noise in the background.
Yeah, someone's vacuuming. So now it's nice and clean. This is the same formatted email, monthly email that will go out, and it has the same look every month. And let's see, tablet view and iPhone view. This picture does get a little small in the iPhone view. It just is what it is. Luckily on an iPhone, they can just take 2 fingers and spread it to see it. So this looks clean, and I try to do this every month the same way. So now that I'm happy with it, I'll say that this is August. This is for this year, 2021, and I'll hit save. I usually like to hit save sometimes, and then I'll hit save and exit. A little redundancy, just habit. And then I'll go through the same process. Going to campaign, create the campaign in upper right, and this is an email, and this is brand awareness, and this is newsletter. Can't spell the day. There we go. Newsletter AUG 2021, because we really can't do that for 2022 yet because we don't know the stats. So recipient list, you could create a list. I based mine on sphere of influence, and I might, I could edit it. I could also add additional tags, buyers, sellers, etc., and add more to the list, right? And then confirm. And then the subject is your Marco Island area stats.
Why not add all of them?
I'm just using these as test profiles. So you could add as many people as you want to get your newsletter. You want to keep in front of as many people as possible that want to receive your newsletter. They can always unsubscribe. I'm using sphere of influence and test account and family and buyers and sellers just as a test. I did archive about 500 contacts before this class. So, and now I can go ahead and schedule this to go out, and I need to select that design I just created. There it is. One last preview, looks good. And then I'd also send myself a test email, and then I'll hit save and exit. And now there it is on the right, looks clean. And then I'll schedule that to send, or if I wanted to send it immediately, I could send it right now. So I'll schedule it for, well, in this case, I'll hit save draft. And I'll go back to that because I already sent that one out. Now, there was one other last thing I wanted to show you guys. I do have just 1 minute left. I wanted to show you in, not here, but for all of you guys that have been clamoring about, and I understand the interest on the social paid ads. So enter, I'm just gonna put test here for today. And Facebook, Instagram, I don't see as much, for me personally, Twitter. I'll create that campaign. And we are going to want a listing, right? MLS number. And that listing that I'm going to use is right here. I just had to grab it. So paste, and you need to change that if it's not your listings to all. And it didn't show up. So I don't know why it didn't pull, but I'll go listing agent. And then there we go. And I'll select that. This is the preview crop for the paid ad. The main body of the text, main copy, skip. So we have our listing in there. I do like the front photo. Remember that the mobile feed is the one you want to look at on the right instead of the web feed. And the main copy, less is more, obviously. So this is fine. The headline is like, make paradise home. Paradise, paradise, paradise home. Home in Marco Island. I'll just put MI. And remember, the description does not always show up in ads. You can shuffle, schedule a private tour, view photos. You could be coming home to this. I like that one. So I'll leave that, save. Oop, what do I got here? What am I missing? Am I over? Fill in required fields. I have them filled in. Text, location, 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 250. Maybe it thinks I have more than too many there. Now let's hit save. This is the one it's saying. Usually it self-populates.
Anthony, where you, the problem was, can you erase that real quick?
Yep.
So we can show why.
Yeah, let me see what happened. Oh, you suggested.
Use suggestion, click that.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Yep. Sorry about that.
I try not to teach to even use that area, because if you're using one picture, one of the things I teach to say is give them a call to action, like click learn more, and tell them what they're going to get for clicking learn more, like additional photos. If you have a virtual tour, if you sometimes say that you can see what the people in that neighborhood like.
Correct.
And that helps push them towards clicking that learn more button.
Yeah, this one
multiple
for some
photos
reason,
that doesn't show up.
Yeah, this one only had one photo, unfortunately. 1 to 4 photos is what I've been told, and from over 10,000 test cases, 1 to 4 photos is optimal. They typically use 2 to 4 photos. So in this case, Ryan is 100% right. You need to make this headline and the text very pop, and the picture should pop to grab their interest. Thank you, Ryan. Otherwise, I would have added a couple more pictures. Configure. So here's where this is my personal account that is a link to my personal and my business. Now this is where I choose my business next to page. So now if I choose my business page, you'll see it's branded to my business on the right. And I'm going to keep it for Instagram in the feed, not the story. Destination is the lead generation form, because I do want lead generation. And where am I going to send them? Learn more is the proper button, but where am I going to send them after they fill all this out? I'm going to send them to that same listing. So I would probably send them just for now today to my homepage, but I would look up the listing on my website and copy and paste it here. And then always use custom settings for your audience targeting. And you can look in the referral map to find the best places to advertise to, but we know here that New Jersey, and I'll show you that very quickly, parts of New Jersey are where they're coming from. And I know that Morristown is one of them, 25 miles, and the interest. So what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to show you the secret that I got, and it is right here. Recommended interest for paid Facebook ads. These are the top verbiages used for interest. This is what I was told from 10,000 test cases. So Zillow, Realtor, Trulia. Now remember, the more of these interests you put in, you will narrow your audience down. But you will be narrowing your audience down to more interested right away buyers, okay? Instead of more longer term nurture buyers that could take 12 to 15, 16 months. These are people that are looking to buy in the next 6 months. So I will share this to Ryan, so he has the list. And then I'll just go quickly right back to the ad, so you can see that it's finishing up. And so then I could add some interest that I just showed you. So, I might put Zillow, and then you wait for it to load and you click it, never get the premiere. And then I'll hit save. And if I really wanted to narrow it down more, I would narrow it with one of my favorite, house hunting. And if you have a rental property that is a high turn rent, you might put in real estate investment, something like that. House hunt should be populating. There it is, house hunting, save. Now save, and then configure the lead settings. This is the best part of the new system. We're going to put them on a Facebook tag. So you'll have to create a Facebook tag, and then the Facebook follow-up campaign for the smart plan will automatically be assigned to them. And then you need to decide how much you're going to spend. And when you want to run it, make sure you put it out at least 24 hours from the day you create the ad for it to get accepted and published properly. I like to do 14 days, and typically I'll spend $100 to $200. You get about 1% return. And here where it says underneath, distribute evenly across 2 channels. Nope. Use automatic placement. Let the algorithm do the work. Whichever platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, it will automatically put the money toward that ad. And now I can hit publish campaign and it'll go out. I took my credit card out on purpose, so I will hit save draft, but that's the way I've been told with 10,000 case studies. That's the best way of doing it. If you do have more than one photo, I would go ahead and do that. And then the one last thing real quick, make sure to go to your referral map, referrals map, and go to your market center, click on it, and change production to referral patterns. And these are the sent. Look at the received ones. The received ones are going to be the best places to market. Chicago, New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia. Those are the places where people are interested in buying. So that is a lot. I know that's a lot. Sorry for the little overtime, but if you do have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, it's been a pleasure being there with you guys today. Yes. What do we have here?
I did have one question. This is Dina. Hi, by the way. Great class.
Hey, Dina.
My question is, if you do some of these ads and you schedule them out, 6 months down the road, what if you have gained some new people in your sphere? Can you then go back and edit and add people or remove people, or is that even possible at that point?
Yeah, you can always go and edit. Let me just show you. You would go to, hold on, I just looking for it. Yeah, you would go to the scheduled campaigns, and for some reason my mouse cursor, there it is, and has gone blank. Share. Yes, you can. You would just, there we go. Share. Wonderful. So in my let me see here. Here we go. And then I go to my paid ads, and you'll see that my drafts say these are scheduled to go out. What I can do is edit them for the paid, or if I wanted to go to my emails, the same thing. I go here, say this one's scheduled to go out on the 4th. I would reschedule. Oh, not reschedule. I'm going to click on it. Actually, no, when you tag them, whenever you tag the new people, they'll get it. Correct? Isn't that correct, Ryan? Any tags that you put on the list, that they'll be added?
Yeah.
Yep. So here you can edit the lists after I clicked edit on the right-hand side email lists. So as long as they're tagged properly any tags that you've associated with these emails, they'll automatically be added to these emails that haven't been sent yet.
Then if you just added it to whatever that list is tagged as, then they'll be added in. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. I know that was quite a bit, but I just want to make sure you guys got that.
Can you go back to the inbound map again?
Sure. The referral map, I think, is huge for getting, areas of interest for your market center. So you would type your market center, click map, type your market center, change production to referral patterns. And the received or the sent aren't as important. You want to look at the received. So you change it to received. And on the right-hand side, you see the percentages. And if you add them
part
up,
that I wanted to point out is these are the system referrals, not just for your market center. Is that correct?
this is for Marco Island.
For the
So if I
for the
change-
geographic area, but not for a specific market center, correct?
No, correct, yes. Mhm.
So when we see that the percentages, the highest percentage is 2%, my point is don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
In other words, like you're suggesting, is you want to hit all those cities in your target, because if you only concentrated on Ocean City, New Jersey, that only accounted for 2% of all the system referrals that came to Marco Island.
Correct. And that is correct. That's why you want to make sure you go out, so right in this, I would choose somewhere in the middle here and find out the mileage, or I would do duplicate ads for these areas with 25 to 30 mile radiuses, because this is just giant metroplexes up here.
So out of the 195,000 agents and we know the 80-20 principle that probably not everybody uses the command system to send out their referrals.
Correct.
That you need to be judicious in the way you do your marketing. As you said, pick a geographic area, not a specific city.
Right.
Because there's not enough transactions coming from one city to base your campaign.
Right. This just gives me an idea of where to run them, since I'm seeing New Jersey, New York, and if I go down the list, you'll see that whole metroplex up there. It adds up to, almost 10% for New Jersey, etc. So, but yeah, you want to make sure you might have to hit multiple areas up in that area, up in the Northeast, but then Chicago is a whole different story. This is only 1% Oaklawn, that's a suburb. But this whole geographical area is 60 miles, that could get a little expensive. So you might also Google affluent areas of people moving, migration patterns. You can find a lot of that information on the internet of people moving to South Florida. And you can always, I've done that also. So thank you for that, Mark.
And Anthony,
that. Yes.
I got a question. I just did in my computer about the referral patterns. But how, because I'm a real estate agent in Boca, but also I'm a real estate agent in Colorado. And on my system, when I did that, it's showing based on Colorado. How do I change it to Boca Raton?
In the upper left corner here, see where it says Marco Island? So I would highlight that and Boca Raton. And then when it shows up, you want to click Boca Raton.
Okay, perfect.
And then you want to make sure you flip it, make sure you're getting the not sent, the received. The received is going to be a little more better not more better, that's not the proper term. It's going to be more conducive to where the people are coming from. And you might be, I don't know what's the closest market center to you also, but for instance, I can go Naples, since that's very close to us, and look at the same information, and we'll see that it's a little different. The demographics a little different. It's not as much of the Northeast. We have a lot of people coming also from Arizona, because they did raise the taxes on the wealthy incredibly, and political stuff. So I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I think this is just a good way to get an idea of some places to market to.
Just one other point to add. like on your list right now, Tucson has the highest percentage. So if you clicked on Tucson and looked at the outbound, Naples, Florida might not be the #1 destination. It just happens to be for the inbound. So when you're contacting those agents, their feeder markets and where they're sending them might be other geographic areas.
Correct. See, the scent only has one going to New Mexico and none to Arizona. So also Google migration patterns to South Florida and you'll find a plethora of information. But I like this. It is actually pretty similar to what I found when I look it up. So
I think honestly, Anthony, what Mark is trying to say is he wants to teach the next class on referrals.
he's more than welcome to. He sounds like he knows what he's doing.
I know he's been a referral partner for quite a while, so I've seen him. I've seen his tactics over at family reunion and stuff, so I know he's good at that game.
Excellent. So we have our next candidate for that. I only showed this just for that, just to give you guys kind of an idea to where to start running your ads. Obviously, I'm not going to start running ads in the middle of Idaho.
You know, the NAR chief economist, Dr. Lawrence Yun, speaks in Naples. You've probably been every other year. And what he says is the census data shows there are more people moving from an adjacent county into your area than any other place in the country. So you might think New York, Chicago are big areas. It's actually your adjacent county. So for those of you in Boca Raton, it's probably somebody in Miami-Dade or Fort Lauderdale that's moving up. That's where you want to focus. If you're looking for an agent to partner with, find somebody in Coral Gables that doesn't work the Boca Raton Market Center and vice versa and partner with them.
Yep. The average moving distance is 12.2 miles. So
Where'd you get that?
You'd almost be better off putting a billboard on I-95.
yep. That was NAR data. It might be 12.7 now, but the last I heard, well, yeah, 12.2. It was at one of the NABOR conventions.
Interesting.
So, yep. Yeah, I'm sure you can find that info on NAR also, the average moving distance. So it's been a couple of years. So, but yeah, it's like Mark said, it's not very far. Miami, I would market Miami from here also because we have a huge Miami customer base coming over here. So.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Appreciate you teaching the class. I know from the comments, a lot of people got a lot out of it. So very much appreciated.
Thank you, guys. It's always a pleasure. You're always family. Have a great day.